Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name remains Alexis Omian, aka Worldman in Canada. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Worldman in Canada. Kindly like, share, and comment. As you do so, you will be blessed in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. So today, Nnamdi Kanu case was struck out today by Justice Omotosho. I don't know the problem of this injustice Omotosho. I don't know why it's just striking out Kanu's application for the court to grant him grant permission so that they can be transferred from Sokoto to Abuja so that they can make can file his appeal. So I don't know why this Justice Omotosho is trying to frustrate the move. And this man is a real devil. That's just the truth. This injustice Omotosho. This man is a real. I don't know his problem. I think the federal government need to call Tinubu and other. They need to call this man to order because it's frustrating move for Kanu to be able to file for his conviction appeal. So today it's supposed to be because the first one when Kanu's younger brother came out in the court to actually present himself on behalf of Kanu. You understand? So he said that the brother is not a lawyer, that is not supposed to stand, that they should go and take a lawyer. So today, now he now postponed the case to on the 6th, I mean 7th, no, on the 8th today. So now, today now there's a lawyer. Lawyer actually came out to represent Kanu and is still insisting that the process has not been completed, that they still need to consult other bodies, those stuff. So the thing is appalling. He's just trying to frustrate this young man, this injustice Omotosho. So let me read from the Vanguard newspaper what actually transpired in the court today. You understand? So the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday declined to grant a motion ex parte filed by Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. The news agency of Nigeria reports that Kanu, who was convicted of terrorism offenses, is seeking an order compelling the appellant's federal government and or the Correctional Service, the Nigeria Correctional Service, NCOS, to forthwith transfer him from the Sokoto Correctional Facility to a custodial facility within the jurisdiction of this honorable court. Alternatively, Kanu sought an order transferring him to the court's immediate environment, such as the Suleja or the Kefi Custodial Center, for the purpose of enabling the applicant Kanu to effectively prosecute a constitutional guaranteed right of appeal. Injustice James Omotosho heard that Kanu's application moved by a lawyer from the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria, LACON, Demdo Hassan, cannot be granted through ex parte motion. Justice Omotosho urged that the respondents, the federal government, and the NCOS ought to be put on notice for them to respond appropriately in the interest of justice before the request will be granted. So he said that the federal government and the Nigeria Correctional Service, he said those two bodies, they're supposed to respond appropriately. So for the motion to be granted. So it seems that those two bodies were not actually consulted, in the application. That was why he refused. He said earlier, when the matter was called, as an announced appearance for Kanu. Moving the motion, the lawyer said that the application sought two prayers. Justice Omotosho then called the attention of Hassan to the relief one, which sought an order compelling the federal government and the NCOS to transfer the verdict to a correctional facility that is close to the jurisdiction of the court. The judge asked the lawyer if he wanted to go by the relief, especially with respect to the words compelled used in the motion ex parte, and Eshan agreed that relief one should be struck out. The judge also asked Hassan if the prosecution and the NCOS were in the convicts, where the convicts is currently kept ought to be served or not. So he's asking whether the where Kanu was kept, whether they served them or they did not serve them. So you are from a legal aid council. Do you think it is by expected motion that this application ought to be granted, having in mind that the judgment was delivered when the two parties were present? Also among the respondents to obey the order is the Correctional Service, and you think that it is through an expected motion that the court can make the order of its transfer? Do you think this application should have come by motion or on notice? The judge asked. Responding, Issa admitted that the respondent, the prosecution, and the NCOS needed to put on notice before the matter could be decided judiciously. My lord, the respondents have the right to be heard. Usually the court can make an order that they should be put on notice, the lawyer said. So do you agree that the respondents should be heard and that this application cannot be taken out? Just much as asked further. Yes, my lord, they should be heard. We will be applying to the complainants and other parties involved should be put on notice. Hassan said, Justice Omotosho struck out relief one in Kanu's motion and order that the prosecution and the NCOS be served for them to respond in the interest of justice. A law school student will know that this application cannot be granted ex parte, said the judge said. Hassan, however, explained to the court that he was on a leave when he was called by his superior officer to come and take up Kanu's matter. The judge also faulted Kanu's notice of appeal, which was filed before the November 20th judgment. Counsel, do you have your notice of appeal? Responding, Issa stated that he was only instructed to take up the brief. The counsel then directed the court registrar to show the lawyer the notice of appeal filed by Kanu from the court file upon which the convict based his application. Justice Omotosho then asked Hassan to read out the date of the notice of appeal was filed. So because we are coming in new as a lawyer, and I expect you know the law. What date is that? The judge asked. This notice of appeal is dated on the 10th of November, my lord, and that was before the judgment. Hassan responded. Justice Omotosho therefore said, based on the judgment delivered on the 20th, on November 20th, there was no notice of appeal before him. The lawyer then said that they should do the needful. The judge consequently adjourned this case until January 27, 2026 to enable the applicants to serve the necessary parties and for the application to be taken. NAN reports that Justice Omotosho had on December 4th fixed today for the hearing of the motion of ex parte after the court declined to give audience to Kanu's younger brother Prince Emmanuel, who announced his appearance for the IPOB leader in spite of not being a lawyer. The judge adjourned to enable the applicants to engage a lawyer to represent him in court. So the matter now, the way I'm seeing the matter, I'm just seeing it like there's no real competent lawyer. It's not really competent lawyer that is representing Kanu in this issue. And the way it is now is very bad, because this very lawyer, this Hassan, that was called upon the case, it seems that this federal council, that is the still federal government lawyer. You see the federal government lawyer that actually represented Kanu, and the way it is now, it seems that the lawyer does not even have a real overview of what is to come, of what has happened and what is to come. You understand? So the lawyer, he lacks certain knowledge, the lawyer that they use. That's why, you see, they say they're supposed to contact the federal government and also the Nigeria Correctional Service Center, the Nigeria Correctional. So two parties that they're supposed to include, they're supposed to still fight, engage in the appeal. You understand? So that the federal government, who is the prosecutor, and also the president, all those, they have to put them in notice so that they can be aware, they can respond, all those things. So for Nnamdi Kanu now, lawyer to just come and said that they should just say no. So the thing is supposed to put parties, the federal government, that is the prosecutor, and also the correctional service where Nnamdi Kanu is being kept. So it seems that the lawyer lacks the necessary capacity. You understand? And if you see the statement that he even gave, you see that it doesn't even have a sufficient evidence, sufficient substance to hold to represent Nnamdi Kanu. So I would like to use this opportunity to call on the people of the South, is that Kanu needs a very good, competent lawyer. Please, they should try and make sure that you have a very competent lawyer. It's not this kind of a baby lawyer. They should look for a very competent, sound lawyer that know what he's doing to be able to represent him so that he can be able to get his case, so they can be able to appeal his case. So I would like to stop here. My name remains Aledis Omian, aka Waterman in Canada. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Waterman in Canada. Kindly like, share, comment. As you do so, you bless it, my mom. Please say, thank you and God bless you. Bye.